Well, looky here. The Nakamichi Dragon, the least apologetic soundbar system in the universe, as far as we know, has a new firmware version, 3.9. Once you finish watching every second of this video, it will be made available for download on the Nakamichi website, link in the description. To successfully complete your mid-afternoon mission of updating your Dragon system, you will need a USB stick formatted as FAT32 or exFAT, an underrated diet pill, but not what I'm discussing today. One tip that would have saved me time, make sure the file on your USB stick has the exact title adragon.upd. If there were other files with this name in your downloads, it will append a number and the main unit will ignore that file hard. So you got your Inferno stick and you really want to help fulfill its telos by sticking it in a soundbar as soon as possible. Since you are most likely not a reviewer, your system is probably all set up and connected. If not, before you start poking the first thing you hear, make sure all your Dragon components are plugged in. Yes, even your quads. All your 12-inch subwoofers, the surrounds, and make sure all the connection lights are solid blue. That's how you know they're connected to the main unit. Next, it's time. Change your input on the main unit to USB, then press enter on the Dragon remote. The display will keep you updated on the progress. Nakamichi is selling a Dragon config with a single 12-inch sub for $3,800, but the price is crossed out and is debuting for $3,200, I assume temporarily. And why am I still holding this? The single sub configuration does lower the bar to get into the Dragon with a 12-inch sub very high status club. All right, so what is up with this early Valentine's Day gift and why might it be worth the effort? Well, because it invokes Inferno Mode, which is a high output, low frequency tuning for Dragon systems with 12-inch subs, designed to unleash greater depth, authority, and room pressurizing performance. If all this sounds terrible, don't freak out. You can disable and enable this mode by holding these remote buttons. Nakamichi has a history of bold, loud claims about the Dragon's bass performance. Critics have also made bold, loud claims about Nak's arguably less bold, less loud results. Touché, but I would argue the release of the 12's option in 2024 was a fairly convincing, okay, now we're really serious about the claims kind of move. Yes, even if maybe the already spicy pants Dragon price got a lot more pantsy, and the OG Dragon owners needed to make a 4-figure purchase to get the system pounding at a level they may have originally expected. Anyway, with Inferno Mode active, the bold, loud bass claims are taking their next leap, and based on the description, here is what I'm listening for. Overhang. As Nakamichi is pushing the sub further, if we were to encounter a track with fast, aggressive bass notes, does the sound stop in between beats, or does this update introduce a tail of vibration, some unwelcomed exhaust? Frankly, if the tuning is indeed tighter, the silence between bass hits should sound more arresting, inky black. I listened to Bunny Hill by Dream Sizzle, which kicks pretty hard, and well, the non-Inferno start and stop is already quite good, so I'd say keeping that standard with more intensity would be a win. In Inferno Mode, I didn't hear any degradation, perhaps even an improvement in stop shape. I was satisfied in this category.
The ski trip gave me hope, rolled up like I own the slope, but I ain't never skied. It's Bunny Hill for me. Kids and grandmas cutting fast, while my bros hit like no cap, catching air, making shotties care. Slipped into the zone, yeah, tripped on a cone. Magic carpet shake, it's a nano pill to me. Black sky jumps, flying over chumps. Technique dated, hella frustrated. My crew make sure we blush.
More chest thump from increased pressurization. If the scene has a rocket launch or a boulder crashing down a hill, you should not just hear it in here, you should feel a distinct, sharp pressure against your sternum. and a change in air pressure in your ears through air coupling. I certainly felt at least a slight pressure increase on the sustained low notes. You get a lot of these kinds of tones in the submarine scene in Transformers 5. It's possible I would feel more of a difference with a Blu-ray, which I regrettably don't have for this particular movie. But where I really felt a category shift were the short, intense hits, in particular bullet impacts. I'd argue one of the best gun sounds out there happens at the end of the Sapper-Morton tussle scene in Blade Runner 2049, when Kay finally ends the engagement with a couple of shots. These slugs sounded more thick, punchy, and felt more violent with Inferno Mode active. And no, you do not fully recreate this effect by simply turning bass level up. Something more sophisticated than that seems to be happening. Low-end definition, which should come with more authority. In a heavy action scene, you got music, explosions, crumbling buildings, hot girls happening all at once. Authority doesn't only mean controlled power, but the ability to differentiate a low crack from the sustained hum of the soundtrack. As the bass punches at least perceptually deeper in Inferno, I sensed more room for separation. One scene that really stood out to me was the cave sword fight scene in Predator Badlands. This interaction had many layered, deep sound elements, such as the sustained menacing drone sound effect, the resonance of the cave, the dialogue, and the low end of the electro sword impacts. Inferno Mode more convincingly separated the persistent growls from the more transient hits. And finally, rumble radius reliability. I declare trademarked. I was hoping this update optimized the timing of multiple subs to lessen dead zones, keeping the underseat impact more steady across the room. Unfortunately, I found no improvement here. I still had the same issues I described in my 2024 12's reviews. And I was still able to demonstrate a fair bit of variation as you move up and down, left and right, perhaps even more absolute variation as the decibel level is a bit higher. As there is no sub optimization tool available, it's going to be worth your time to move the subs around a bit to find that place where you feel they're most potent in your kingly location. While I'm being kind of picky, it's important to keep in mind that the variation you hear in a single frequency is much more obvious than in a track with many frequencies, but the nulls and peaks are still there to the same degree or more with Inferno. I didn't find that frequencies as low as 20 Hz were more convincing. I think what is happening is an optimization in contour and shape and added force to attacks in the sub's natural sweet spot, which is around 32 Hz. Overall, I think we got not a magical, but quite fun upgrade here. It interjects a more lively spirit into your investment and serves to distance these subs even further from the competition, particularly in the physicality deep impact department. When reviewing the Shockwave 11.2.6 last year, that has not yet received an update like this, I talked about its advantages over the Dragon. I preferred the Shockwave's surrounds tone, the 3D audio realism, and the performance of the subs compared to the Dragon's quads. I think the one unarguable advantage of the Dragon is the 12-inch sub compatibility. This Inferno update is Nakamichi highlighting, flexing that advantage to more clearly differentiate it from the ostensibly lesser Shockwave, which I think came in too close for comfort. Dragon 2, we patiently await. I mean, these guys are patiently awaiting for you to release it, and then for me to buy it and toil over a review, and they're not even that patient. All right, wrapping this up, let me know how Nakamichi has vibrated you today with Inferno Mode. Go a little bit crazy with the buttons. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.
Never said it out loud. I still heard the whisper. Never heard a sound, still caught the whisper.